Hi, I'm Heather. Welcome to class. Today we're going to do a short twisting sequence. Before we begin, if you find this video helpful, be sure to like and subscribe. We're going to start sitting in Virasana. Clearly I'm already sitting here, but I just want to talk about how we place the brick. So if you work with a flat brick, that's going to be dependent on your knees. You could also potentially turn the brick up higher so you've got more height under the buttocks, and maybe even work with two bricks. If Virasana is not for you, then you can sit on a chair and do this pose. But if you're working in Virasana, you have a brick, put that between your ankle bones, squeeze the ankle bones against the brick, knees together, and then you sit back down. So the sitting bones find the brick, still the ankles are squeezing against the brick and the toes are pointing directly back. See if you can spread those little toes down towards the floor. Then sit straight, make sure the lumbar spine's lifting and consequently then the chest is lifting, and twist to your right. So bring the right fingertips to the floor behind you. If it's difficult to reach, you could potentially use another brick here underneath that hand. But use the pressure of the left hand against the right thigh to help you rotate. So starting in a reasonably mild twist, and as we continue we'll go deeper into some more challenging twisting poses. Let's come out from the right side and now twist to your left side. And so again, we reach fingertips to the floor or use a brick underneath that left hand. Watch you're not leaning back though. Keep your torso vertically top the hips and then put pressure. Right hand pressing against the left leg to help you to turn. So we want to keep the crown of the head vertically top the perineum. Then come out of the twist, back to neutral, and we shift the positioning of the legs for Bharadvajasana. So we can remove the brick. If we shift our feet to the left, and you'll note I'm bringing my right foot underneath my left ankle, and then I'm going to put the brick underneath my right buttock. So then I'll allow the knees to separate to hip width, and I've still got this left leg in a Virasana position. So my toes are still pointing back. As I sit with the right buttock on the brick, then I want to allow this outer left hip to descend. Then I'll twist away from the feet. So twisting to the right, and again if it's difficult for you to reach the floor because you're sitting up on height, you might want another brick underneath your right hand. But once more, use the pressure of your left hand against the right thigh to help you rotate. Then come out of the twist on the right side and lift up, move your brick, shift your feet across to the right side. So now your right ankle is resting on the arch of the left foot and your brick is underneath your left hip. And this right leg is in a Virasana position. We want to roll this outer right hip down. So as we twist to the left, we want to watch that right hip isn't lifting up. Outer right hip down. Twist to the left and watch you're not shortening the left side of the neck. Can you keep both sides of the neck the same length as you rotate? Then come out of the twist, back to center. Let's go again, and once more we'll bring the feet across to the left side, brick underneath the right buttock. So you want to keep this fairly compact. The knees can be apart, both knees are on the floor. Left leg's in Virasana, and then one of the reasons we want to keep it compact is because we're going to see if we can wrap the right hand behind us to catch the left heel. If your foot's way out to the side, it's going to be more difficult. So if you find that difficult to get the right hand around, then potentially you could work similarly the variation we did before, fingertips to the floor, or you could put a belt around the ankle and reach your hand around to catch hold of the ankle. But as I said, if you can manage, reach your right arm around, fingertips to catch the left heel, use the left hand against the right thigh to rotate, and go on descending the outer left hip. Then come out of the pose and we'll swap sides. Feet across to the right and your brick under the left buttock. The knees are hip width and the outer right hip is descending. Then as you twist, sometimes it's helpful to throw the arm behind you. So throw that left arm behind you and reach your fingertips. See if you can catch your heel. You might want to use your right hand to help guide the left hand onto the heel. And then press right hand against the left thigh as you turn. Twisting to the left. And as you draw the lumbar spine up and in, also lift the navel up and in. And then we come out of the twist. Let's come out of that completely and we'll come to stand up. As we stand, we'll take our mat back to the wall. We can keep the brick and we're going to do Parivrtta Trikonasana to the wall. The wall's going to help with our alignment. So let's place the right foot close to the wall, but then you'll put your brick between the wall and the ankle. Hop the left leg back, and the left heel is a little distance from the wall, so the right heel is in line with the arch of the left foot. The wall will help with our balance. Then we want to move the outer left hip forward, outer right hip back, and we're going to come forward and reach the left hand to the brick. Now you might be able to go lower. You may even be able to bring fingertips to the floor. But now our intention is to twist. Let's use the wall. Reach your right hand back, but slightly up. Then start to turn to face the wall. And as you take your right arm further up, right hand further up, go on turning the chest, take the right arm further up still so it's coming more into the vertical position, and press just the fingertips to the wall and use that pressure to rotate the right chest further up towards the ceiling. Lengthen the sternum forward. Draw the outer right hip back along the wall. And roll the inner upper left thigh back so that helps move the outer left hip forward. We're broadening the left side of the back down towards the floor. Then we can come out. So you slide the right hand back and slowly come to stand up. We'll swap sides. So left foot strides forward. Give yourself space. So whether you want a tall brick or a blade-shaped brick between the wall and your outer left foot. Then the right foot hops back and you align your left heel with the arch of the right foot. Draw the outer left hip back. Come forward. Bring your spine parallel to the floor and reach your right hand to the brick. Then take your left hand back on the wall and slightly up. Cut the outer left hip back and start to turn to the wall. And as you keep turning, then you slide your left arm up, bring your left arm into the vertical, pressurize the fingertips to the wall, so you're cupping the hand. As you press the fingertips to the wall, spin the left chest further up towards the ceiling and roll the left shoulder away from the wall. Lengthen the sternum forward, away from the navel, cut the outer left hip back, roll the inner upper right thigh back so the outer right hip moves forward. Then take the left arm back, down the wall, and come to stand up. Similarly, we're going to use the wall for Parivrtta Parsvakonasana, the revolved lateral angle pose. Again, you can use your brick. So have the brick there. You may or may not use it. We're going to do two variations of this. The first one we won't be using the brick, but I'll just keep it there for the second variation. So right foot forward, and let's come down onto the left knee. So we're very close to the wall. We've just got a brick's width between the outer right foot and the wall. And we're leaning forward. So hips moving forward. Hook the left elbow behind the right knee and press the hand to the wall. The right hand reaches up, so the hands are on a diagonal. Let's just stay here. Keep the back knee on the floor and move the right hip back, lengthen the sternum forward. And as you press the right hand to the wall, use that to help you turn the right chest away from the left. Now, if you can stay here and straighten the back leg, go there. So straighten the back leg, press the left shin bone up, and go on pressing the right hand to the wall to help you rotate. Left shin bone presses up more and more. to straighten the back leg. Then come down, left knee to the floor, and let's swap sides. So as I said, we don't need the brick for this variation. I'm just going to move it so that it's not in the way of my back foot. And this acts as a good spacer. You've got the blade-shaped brick between your left foot and the wall. The left leg's forward, right leg is back. You come into a lunge, so the hips move forward. And then you hook your right elbow between the wall and your outer left knee. And that right hand's on the wall, left hand's on the wall also, and the hands are set diagonally apart. So you're leaning the hips forward, pressing the left hand to the wall to help you spin the chest. Turn the left chest away from the right. So you get acquainted with the twists in the torso, and then if you can, you straighten the back leg. So as you straighten the back leg, keep the hips down, and go on pressing the left hand to the wall to turn the left chest, and firm up the action in the back leg. Right shin bone presses up, so that right knee is straight. Then come down, and again, we'll turn around and do that first side. This time, we'll reach the hand down. Now, you may be able to reach your hand to the floor. So if that's the case, then perhaps you don't need the brick. But if you're reaching for the floor, you start with the hook of the elbow. So right leg's forward, left leg is back. Then you reach your hand down. Now, my preference is to work with my hand coming all the way to the floor so I can close this gap between my chest, my arm, and my leg. It's going to depend on you and your capacity to flex as well as your capacity to twist. But as I said, I'm going to move the brick out of the way so that I can bring my hand to the floor. So I push my right hand on my right thigh to help me get the leverage to turn, and then I'm bringing the left hand down. To bring the left hand down, I've got to close the gap between my chest and my leg. Then I'll take my left hand on the wall, backwards on a slight diagonal. I like having the elbow bent initially, so I can really feel I'm pressing the right hand to the wall. So then I'll straighten the back leg. So as you straighten the back leg, press the shin bone up. You can take the arm up, right arm up, fingertips to the wall, rotate the chest. And if you want to come more into the complete pose, you slide that arm over, diagonally have the outer edge of the hand against the wall. Press back the left heel, press up the left shin. And as the outer right hand pushes into the wall, rotate the right chest up to the ceiling. And then we can come back up. So slide the right hand back and come onto the left knee as you come out of the pose. Swap your sides. Left leg is forward, right leg is back. If you're using your brick, place your brick there between the outer foot and the wall. Come into your lunge. Then as you're wanting to come into a deep twist, you can use your left hand against the left thigh, pushing the left thigh across to the right a little bit so that you can spin the chest and get your arm behind the leg. So left arm behind the leg as you're lunging forward. See if you can close the gap between the chest and the thigh. Turn, bring your left hand to the wall. So the elbow can be bent initially, helping you to pressurize the hand to the wall to turn the chest. Straighten the back leg, but keep your hips down low. So press the right shin bone up, then you can take the left arm further up. Keep using the pressure of the hand on the wall to turn the chest. And if you want to go further, take your left arm over to the diagonal and press the outer left hand into the wall to help you turn the left chest. Push back through the right heel as the hips stay down. And then we can come out. So slide the left arm back, lower the right knee to the floor, and come out of the pose. Now we'll do one more twisting pose. I'll bring the mat forward away from the wall, and we're going to sit for this pose, and you may like to use the brick, depends on your knees, depends on your ankles. I'm going to show you from behind. So for Ardha Matsyendrasana, we can start in a kneeling position. And then as we step the right foot forward, we kink the left ankle to create a platform for the buttocks. So my left buttock is on the heel, my right buttock comes onto the ball of the foot. And if that's not possible, if the ankle doesn't like the kinking, if the right buttock doesn't feel supported, you could always wedge your brick in here. And of course, it depends on how much flexion you can get in your knees as to whether you might need a bit more height. So I'm going to leave this brick behind me so perhaps I can reach my hand back to the brick. But the kink in the ankle, if you can manage, then you step right foot over the left. So now I'm going to turn so you've got a different viewing perspective. Right foot over the left. And I want to keep the hips level. So there may be a feeling of being a little bit wobbly as we're trying to balance on that left foot. Then as we twist, you reach your left hand around the outer right knee and you turn. And if it's helpful, you can use that brick underneath the right hand. Lift the chest up. Then to go deeper, you hook the left elbow behind the outer right leg. Fingers point up towards the ceiling and pressurize the left elbow to the leg to help you spin the chest. Left chest turns around towards the right. Then if you wish to go deeper, again, this idea of trying to close the gap between the chest and the thigh. So press the right hand against the left thigh as if you want to, against the right thigh as if you want to press the right thigh further to the left, and then squeeze the back of the upper arm. So the very top part of that left upper arm coming in behind the leg if you can. And then we want to reach the left hand down to the inner right foot. So you might need to creep that right foot forward a little bit more so that your hand can catch the inner foot. Press the inner foot down, and then we sweep that right hand back as if we want to catch the upper thigh. So you might be leaning forward a little bit into the leg, but see if you can keep working with the lift of the chest. Press the right shoulder tip back, and then we can come out of the pose and we'll swap sides. So the right leg comes into a kneeling position. Again, you can use your brick if you need, but you step the left foot forward and you kink the right ankle so that the right buttock can sit on the right heel and the left buttock can sit on the ball of the foot. And as I said, on the other side, if it's better for you to work with the brick underneath the left buttock, use that. Step the left foot over the right and see that you're sitting up straight. So you can clasp the fingers around the shin, sit tall, roll the outer left hip down, and then you twist. So if you've got a brick behind you, you can work with that, or just fingertips to the floor. But you lift up from the base of the spine, lift the chest, rotate the torso. Then go deeper, hook the elbow behind the leg. Fingers point up towards the ceiling. You're pressing the upper arm against the leg to help you rotate. And then if you wish to go deeper, you can use your left hand against the right leg to press, against the left leg, sorry. So left hand pressing on the left leg, pressing the leg more towards the right so that you can hook the top of the upper arm behind the leg. Try and close the gap between the chest and the thigh. And then you reach your right hand down to catch the inner foot, inner left foot. And so we might be collapsed a little bit to get the arm to hook, but see if we can reinforce the lift of the chest and sweep the left arm back. See if you can reach your hand to catch the upper thigh, or at least grab your clothing and turn to the left. And then release your grip and come out of the pose. If you enjoy practicing with me, I've got a video library on my website, heatherkitchenyoga.com.au, with over 420 full-length classes in that library, and I add a new class every week. I invite you to start your subscription to my video library with a 7-day free trial. That's it for today. Thanks for joining me. For more in-depth teaching, check out the video library on my website, heatherkitchenyoga.com.au. The link is in the description box below.